welcome. Rosalind?
Hi, family. Good
Thank
morning,
you,
family.
family.
From the other side of the world.
Oh, all right.
Hello,
Sound like you're
family.
doing well tonight. Sound like you're doing very well.
Hello,
Dr.
family.
T.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and then I see Linvo. Thank you so much for coming. We we are going to have a really good program tonight, which we always do. All of our programs are great. So I was telling the lady today, I said, when you miss Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, you miss a treat of your life. And so we want to just welcome everyone here tonight, and we're looking forward to some interesting things. Even though I didn't take time to see who the presenters are, but whoever they are, they're always good. They're always good. So you don't have to say, I wonder who presented tonight. I don't want to hear this one. We always look forward to hearing everyone. I think I saw Dr. Ford on here tonight.
I'm right here. Can you
There
see
she
me?
is. Okay, there she is. And look at Myrthelin. How you doing, Myrthelin? And Judith, how you all doing tonight?
Good. I've been looking beautiful.
Yes, right. Yeah, it's so nice having you all with us tonight. Always nice. Where's my buddy? Where's my buddy, Mr. Carlton? Where is he tonight? I wanted to have the pleasure of welcoming him here, but I don't see him yet. And he'll be here in a minute, hopefully. Dr. Benny, how you doing tonight? Sugar? I'd like to hear Dr. Benny say that. How you doing, sugar? Oh, so we just want to welcome each of you all here.
You got me wanting you.
Horace, nice having you with us tonight. I haven't seen this name in a while. Evelyn Jenkins, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
How was your day today?
Great. And yours?
Mine was excellent. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. And Queen Coleman, did I welcome you? If I didn't,
I think you did.
You think, okay. I know you were on early because I think your voice is the first one I heard, but I thought maybe Debbie did. Queen Debbie did.
Recording in progress.
All right, Queen Debbie.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. It's an honor to be here today. And today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. And we're here on Deep Dive. We appreciate each and everyone who has joined. We're starting the webinar right now with a lovely signature tune by one of our global ambassadors, and her name is Lerato Shadare. And she is singing for us In It to Win It. And I urge you to pay special attention to the nonverbal communication of the song because it has a lot to tell about the journey of Unpassive. And Dr. Derek is going to play In It to Win It for us. Over to you, Dr. Derek, and thank you.
Your next stop is on Passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. Wow, I'm seeing some beautiful faces. Stand clear the closing doors. We're getting ready. That's what it means. Hey, sugar. The person knows what I mean. Hello, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much. And then we here on Deep Dive, Globally Changing Lives. We believe in the mindset. And our CEO is working on a lot of things to make sure that physical part of it, we benefit from that. And we are working on our own individually. And the mindset, as important as it is, our speaker for today, the one and only Queen Sister Pastor Toni, will be talking to us about telling your story and the steps to creating a book. Queen Toni, as we see her on a regular basis, is an inspirational speaker. She's an entrepreneur. She's a global ambassador like each and every one of us on this forum. And she's also a lot of other things which she's going to share with us. She has some hidden gems in her. We have to tap it. Last week, she was so unique with us, and she so graciously accepted to come back on popular demand, because that's how good she is. She's back here with us on popular demand. Queen Toni, we appreciate your time and your dedication, and your topic today is just awesome. Wow, telling your story. And each and every one of us has a story. And the only person who can help you know how to tell that story is right here, right now. So get your pens and papers, please, and be ready to make notes and ask her questions afterwards on how to tell your story. Over to you, Queen Pastor Toni, and thank you so much once more for your time.
Thank you, Queen Debbie, for that great introduction. But as you know, I am a publisher, and the one thing that I've always loved to do was read and write. And I had been, since I was a child, on Saturdays, me and my friends would make it a point to walk 5 blocks to the library and take out at least 5 or 6 books so that we could read them during the week. And it wasn't something that we had to do for school, but it was something that we enjoyed doing. And so as we finished our books, we would switch them up and all that. And so I've always loved to hear the stories of others. And as an adult, I worked with a publisher for a number of years, and I got to read more stories, you know, from incredible stories from other people, and poetry. And I could tell you some stories, but Dr. T was the one who encouraged me to do this topic. And I thank God for it, because when I can't think of anything, she's always coming up and letting me, hey, why don't you do this one? So I'm going to share my screen, and so telling your story, steps to creating a great book. And I took a lot of English courses in college and high school, and a lot of home courses. And I also worked with a literary agent for a number of years, and I prepped my own manuscripts. And so I learned a lot about writing. on my journey. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit of that and maybe give you a couple tools that you may want to either purchase or get online. So the first thing that you have to consider, and they always talk about the muse. You know, what is the muse talking about? You know, what's your muse saying to you? And the muse is the creative consciousness of an artistic person, whether it be writing, poetry, scripts, whatever it is, painting. It's something that just eats away at you. You've just got to do it. You've got to get the message out, or you've got to get people to see what you're seeing in your soul and in your mind and in your heart. And so I had an aunt who painted, and Annabelle Lee Washington, and her muse had her doing these really great pictures or paintings of St. Simon's Island, and preferably during the slavery days and things, and going to church and all of that stuff. And she was known for her trees, and no one could identify what those trees were. So she called them Annabelle trees. And when I heard that, I was encouraged, and everyone was saying, well, you're a writer. Why don't you write her story? And one day I will. And I intend to call that story Annabelle Trees. And I already have the, you know, the reason why I want to, and how it is it's a symbolism of her life. And so the muse, if you have a message in your heart and it just keeps on egging at you, you know, it just keeps eating at you, then that's your muse letting you know you need to write it down. You need to get the message out. And so the question is your muse tormenting you about writing the story, writing your story, writing someone else's story, you know, writing this this fiction? Gene Roddenberry wrote science fiction, and the definition of science fiction is a futuristic view of present day problems. And so if you look back and you watch some of the Star Trek episodes, that's what Gene Roddenberry's idea of sci-fi was. He used that medium to tell his story, how he felt about racism, how he felt about all sorts of injustices. If you go back and look, you'll see the messages that he was trying to get across. And he used the medium of sci-fi. And so what's, you know, what is your muse tormenting you about? And then I don't have this down, but when you have that story in your heart and you have not written it yet, do not talk about it. Do not talk about it. Do not tell anyone about it. I don't care who it is. Don't speak of it. Because once you talk about your story, once you tell that story, it's gone. You will never tell it the same way again. So until you have written it down, do not talk about your story. Okay, and that's part of number one. You know, what is your muse? Is it tormenting you? Is it trying to get you to write down that story? Okay, number two, chronological order. You know, think about it. Roll it around in your heart. run it through your mind in chronological order, okay, from beginning to end. What does your story look like? Create a chapter outline so that when you're writing your story, you stick to that outline. And I'll tell you, in my own experiences in writing my chapter outline, you'll find that you will have subheaders under the main headers. Things that, and I suggest that you do that. Have your subheaders underneath. I have manuscripts, and I did a chapters outline, a book outline. And under my chapter, like one was in the beginning. The name of my chapter was in the beginning. And I had started writing things about what I experienced as a child on up. And my chapter was in the beginning, and underneath the subheaders were as a baby, my experiences as a baby, my experience as a toddler, as a child, and then on up, and then whatever the second chapter was. And I had subheaders. And so when you're going through and you're thinking this through, and what you're doing is you're organizing your thoughts, and it's a guide so that you're more thorough in writing your story. Okay, you're going to be very thorough, and as things come up, like you may be going along in your day and something comes up that you had forgotten about, you can go back to your outline and say, okay, where does this belong? Where should I put that? And so you write it in there. And it doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just write a clear and concise note so that it will clue you in on what that whole area you're going to talk about. Okay, so you create a chapter outline, okay, for your book, chapter outline. And you do it in chronological order. The third thing you do is include all the elements of life in your book, whether your story is fiction or nonfiction. And what do I mean by that? Life, when we live life, you have ups and downs, you have disappointments, you have excitement, you have, there's death, there's life, there's birth, all the elements of life. And when you do that, your story is no longer one or two dimensional. Have you ever read a book and it's just so one dimensional or two dimensional? It's just a story. But then have you also read books that made you see the person's journey? And I'll tell you, I know I'm always promoting Dr. T because I get, being a publisher, and a few of her books I have published and have read over and over and over again, being a publisher. And I just get excited every time I think about her books, and I can remember all sorts of things. And her books tend to draw you out. And what I mean by that is she makes you think about your own situation and where you stand. And so your books, when you write, what is it? And that's number 4. What is it? What's the message you want to convey to your reader? What is the reaction you're trying to get out of your reader? When your book is 3-dimensional, they're walking the journey with you. So when you're crying and if your character is crying and they're pouring out, and the reader ought to feel that they ought to feel that. And then they'll start thinking about those times. They'll start, thinking about the goodness of God. Oh, wow, God led me out of this. This character is talking about a situation that, I had gone through before. And their situation is almost like mine was, and oh, here's the lesson. Oh my goodness, look at this lesson, that I've learned. Okay. And you want your story to be three-dimensional, and you want your message to be relatable, and you want your message to be something that the reader will never forget. Okay? So what is it that you want your reader to walk away with? Okay? And those are the stories that are memorable. Number 5, great characterization. Make them relatable. And a lot of authors that I've talked to, my favorite author, and I've read practically every book he's put out, and it's a How to Do book, and it's Lawrence Block. So if you want to write that down, any book by Lawrence Block, he will show you. He has books on characterization. He shows you how to write. He shows you when you're writing a novel, at least 80% of it should be interaction and 20% telling the story. And I'll get into that. But 80% should be interaction, getting the character to see it, to hear it, to smell it. If I'm writing a book and I say, oh, I walked into the house and it was the sweetest smell. Mom was baking cookies again. And the fact that I mentioned how sweet the smell was, and then told you she's baking cookies. It doesn't matter whether I tell you they're oatmeal cookies, they're chocolate chip, they're peanut butter. But in reading that statement, you start thinking about your favorite cookie, how it tastes, how it smells. Okay. But going back to your characterization, making them relatable. You're going to have all sorts of people reading your books, and your characters, they want to be able to connect to your characters, connect to them. I'll tell you, there's one character, I'll give you an example, and I think he is the most incredible character. If any of you have ever seen the Thor movies, and Loki, I think, is the most incredible character because he's a villain, but at the same time, the creator of Loki gets you to sympathize with him. Oh, I'm a villain because I was deserted by my family, and I'm trying to be good, but I can't always get there. And throughout his whole, throughout any movie he's in, you're wishing that he would stay in that place where he's a good guy, but he always tends to sidetrack into the bad guy. He keeps you going, but you just gotta love him because he has so many layers. And I would suggest that, and like I said, Lawrence Block has a book on characterization. And I would suggest that you do character sketches. When you're doing characterization, you can start out doing character sketches. And what they are is you just sit down and you make a list of the qualities, the personality qualities of your character. And so while you're writing your story, make sure to stay within those parameters. If you have a villain, or if there's, if you have a villain, you know, you can give him layers. But if you want him to continue to be the villain, then let him continue to be the villain. Okay? Let him continue to be who he is. So do character sketches. And if along the journey you're writing, while you're writing, if along the journey you want your character to change for the good, then always have a life-changing situation. A life-changing situation that would affect that character to cause him to change, or to cause him to shed a layer, or to cause your reader to see a layer, to see under the layers. But make your characters relatable. Another way of doing that, outside of the character sketches, and a lot of writers do this, but they pattern their characters after real people. And if you're doing there in writing, there's fiction and there's nonfiction. Nonfiction novels are true to life, and fiction are fantasy, sci-fi. They're not real. So if you use a real person in a fictional or even in a nonfiction, change their names, change the way they look, so no one can pick up your book and say, hey, that's me. And I had that to happen. A student of mine had written a story about this mom that was struggling, and that mom was me. I mean, she changed my name, but the character looked like me and acted like me. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Tasha, she sounds like me. You know, so kind of not only change the name, but change the appearance, and sort of put a little quirk in there in the personality. So the person cannot, because people will try to get you on that, and you don't want to end up in court with someone saying they wrote about my life. Okay, but still make them relatable. And I will say this too, that the shortcut around character sketches is to find someone that, or make, you know, pattern your characters after real people. But again, make sure they're not exact, and change their names and appearances. Okay, number 6, really great stories. The authors do their research. So if your story is going to take place in a certain city, in a certain neighborhood, at least get an idea. Okay, different cities have different personalities. And if you really want your reader to relate to a certain character that lives in a certain neighborhood, then sometimes it would be a great idea to learn a little about the city, so that when in your writing you may make reference to that city, And if someone happens to read your book and they live in that city, oh, wow, she must have been here before. Or, oh, wow, he must have been here before. And that adds a little spice to your writing. And then they'll be more apt to want to read other books by you. Okay, and examples that I give is, and I'll tell a little story about some of these, but The Hunt for Red October. There was an accountant, and he had no knowledge of submarine life, never been in the Navy before, Army, or any type of armed forces, but he had a friend who lived on the submarine when he was in the Army, or when he was in the Navy, I should say. And so he served on a submarine. So he got with his friend, and he would interview him and find out how it was to live on a submarine. Some of their routine, what it was, what the submarine was like, and all of that, to the extent it took him 10 years to write the book. And when he wrote it and he sent it in to a publisher, the publisher thought, well, maybe I should get someone that's been, someone needs to look at this book. And the government took a look at the book and they held it up because they wanted to make sure he had not divulged any government secrets in that book. That's how realistic that book is. So if you've ever read the book or seen the movie, that's very close to what submarine and military life on a submarine would be like. Gone with the Wind, as you know, has everything to do with the Civil War. And the author did a lot of research in writing that book. And then Holes. An author, what he did, Holes was a combination of two different stories. And so he wrote one story about a young man whose family came from overseas, and another story about a young man whose family was over here in the United States, or I'm sorry, they were, both families had relatives that were in this country. And if you've seen the movie, it's a great movie. I heard the book is a lot better. But the way that it was written, originally, the writer did not want to combine the families. But he decided it was extra good in that putting the two stories together really added spice and really made it a great story. It was a good story without it. It became a great story to the point where it went to television, or it went to the movies. And the story behind that was that Sigourney Weaver's daughter in school had to read the book Holes. And she enjoyed it so much, she ran and showed her mom. Her mom read the book. She loved it so much, she went to the studio and they decided to do the movie. And it was 10 years coming for that book to make the movies. And then this is a true story, Saving Mr. Banks. And it's the true story behind Mary Poppins. And if you've ever seen Mary Poppins, it's a symbolism. The whole movie or the whole book, Mary Poppins, is a symbolism behind how the writer grew up. And in the movie, Mary Poppins, that we don't actually realize, is that all through the movie, it was all about saving the father, getting the father out of that humdrum work mentality and getting him to enjoy his family and his life. And so that was the message that the writer of Mary Poppins wanted to leave with her readers. And then number 7, add cliffhangers. Add cliffhangers. And what do I mean by that? You know how when you're watching a series, I remember Dallas. And you know, it was when the season was ending, JR went to the door and someone shot him. So everybody was trying to figure out, when is Dallas going to come back so I can find out who shot JR. And that was the whole big thing. And it was the buildup. And it's the same thing in writing. Leave a cliffhanger after every chapter, introducing the next chapter, because then you want to keep your reader interested, connected to your story. So you put something in there, just, you know, maybe something that your character, what did Shirley say? What happened to Shirley? And that's the last sentence. So then the next chapter may say, what happened to Shirley? And everybody will want to go to the next chapter just to see what happened to Shirley. So leave a cliffhanger, build a sense of expectation for that next chapter. Okay? And number 8, don't tell the story. Do not tell the story. Let the reader experience the story. Instead of saying the character cried, you say, Mary, please don't go, he sobbed. He walked quickly, splashing water under his feet and trying to hold on to his umbrella to keep dry. What did I just tell you in that sentence? That it's raining. It's windy. You're picturing him holding on to his umbrella. The wind is blowing the rain at him. And it's a lot of water because he's splashing it under his feet. So instead of telling the story, let them experience it. Incorporate the 5 senses: smell, taste, sight, hearing, and touch. Get the reader to use their 5 senses while you're writing the story, while you're telling the story. Get them to you know, go through their 5 senses. Get them emotional. Okay. And number 9, tie up all your loose ends. If you start something, make sure you go through the story, go through your story. Don't leave anything unanswered. If a character makes a comment about something, make sure your reader finds out why they made that comment. Okay? If someone is doing something that is totally out of character and you identify that, then make sure by the end of the story, your reader knows the answer. Okay? Make sure you don't leave loose ends. And number 10 is, when you're finished writing your story, be finished with your story. You will always find something you felt you should have included. You'll always find something that maybe I should have explained this better. You'll always find something. And let the story have an ending unless you leave it open for a second book, a part 2 in a book series. Okay? And when you're writing something that is fiction, okay, make sure you have your plot. Okay? Make sure there is a plot to the whole thing. And again, you technically all of what I've shared is you're going to end up with a plot. Okay? From the beginning to the end. If in the series Murder, She Wrote, you know that at the beginning of the series there's going to be a murder, and then the plot is going to be why there was a murder, and then you walk through your story to put it all together in why there was a murder. Okay, and well, we're at the end, and I hope it was very helpful for everyone. And I guess maybe I should just run through everything one more time, like everyone else does. Number one, what is your muse telling you? You know, is your muse pushing you to write this story? Number two, have everything in chronological order. Create a chapter outline. Number three, include all the elements of life. Number four, what is the message you want your reader to walk away with? Number five, have great characterization. Make sure your characters are relatable. Number six, really great stories. The author do their research. Number seven, add a cliffhanger after every chapter, at the end of every chapter. Number eight, don't tell the story. Let the reader experience the story. Number nine, tie up all your loose ends. And number 10, when you're finished writing your story, be finished. And that is it. And I pray and hope that everyone has a story, that all of you write really great stories, and I know you will. And I hope to read them one day or do them one day. But praise be to God.
Amen. Wow, Queen Toni, Queen Lily, look who is right there next to you, Brother Carlton. You're looking forward to greeting and welcoming him, and you're welcoming and looking forward to Dr. Benny. They both are here. I'll give you the opportunity to greet them at the end of this, Queen Lily.
Thank
Queen
you.
Toni, thank you so much. Wow, that was just outstanding. I see Dr. T has her hand up. I'll let Dr. T go before I come back. Over to you, Dr. T, please. This is your student, huh? You really created, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Just the way I taught you, Toni. Just the way I taught you, no. Actually, phenomenal presentation. Like she said, she was asking me what should she talk about, and I was telling her, I said, you've got to go back and speak next week because Dr. Benny and Queen Debbie, they want you back. You know, I said, by popular demand, you have to speak. You know, what do I speak about? I said, well, tell them how to write a book. Tell them what you do best. You know, so she's a phenomenal publisher. Like Toni said, she brought a lot out of my books. In fact, the first book that I wrote, I missed the hugs, but not the hurts. You know, she drew that out of me. It was already written, but I did a revised version. We added some more to that. The second book, this is a comma in your life, not a period. Like she said, we used to walk my dogs and we would just talk about the book. And she said, put that in there. Put that in there. So she's excellent with that. So I'm proud of her. And she's very, very thorough. She's not one of those publishers that just want to get your money and publish any whole thing. No, she's going to be very thorough. She's going to dot those I's and she's going to cross those T's. And when you finish, you are going to have a great book because she's going to make sure that you are going to have a great book. So I just want to encourage everyone to find the story within yourself. All of you have a book inside of you. God has given everybody a journey, and in that journey can become a book. And I want to encourage you all, like I said before last week, we should all be supporting one another. Everyone on this platform is doing something that God has called them to do. You know, whether it's accounting, whether it's writing books, whether it's a magazine, whatever it may be, you know, let's support one another. And we can start supporting one another now. Toni is a phenomenal publisher. Okay, she does so many things. She's if you want a 501c3, she'll get it for you. And it's not easy getting these things done. Okay, you don't think because you apply for a 501c3, you're going to get it right away. No, because a lot of times, a lot of things are incomplete. You have to go back and forth with the government. Toni has a track record when she gets it done right, and it's approved. It's approved the first time. So I just want to encourage you all to support her, support the magazine. If those of you who have not gotten the magazine is free. If you do want to read some of my books, they are available on my website. You can go straight to my website and read the books. And any of you, whatever you all are doing, if you have a business or something that's in your heart, let us know about it so we can support all of you. We want to support you too, okay? So I just want to leave you with that final word. Let's support one another. You know, let's cheer one another on, and let's be a blessing to each other. So Toni, you did an excellent job. 2 thumbs up. Let's see. 2 thumbs. Let's see. 2 thumbs. There you go. 2 thumbs. 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. T. And as I do recall that I was supposed to reach out to Queen Pastor Toni, but I haven't. Yes, did I hear something about you also doing 501c3? Really? Okay. And
yes,
Queen Toni, so since I was a teenager, I have a book in my head I've been writing just in my head. And how long have I been in America? Anyway, for the past 3+ decades, almost getting to 4, I actually, when I was in college, my first semester in college, I started a book. I wrote the first chapter. I have no idea where it is. I've been writing the remainder of the chapters in my brain. And can I come to you and you help me to restart where I left decades ago?
yes.
But I don't know how to write. Can I tell you my story and you write it for me?
Yes. I have a potential client now, and he wants me to help him ghostwrite, and that's creating the book from scratch. He has nothing, but it's all in his head. And so what he intends to do is make tape recordings. And so that's another way of doing it. Just make tape recordings and I can transcribe.
Awesome. Okay. All right, we'll talk behind the scenes. I have to find a period to know what type of tape recorders that I should use and all of that. Maybe we'll meet in person too. When the apples start falling,
yeah,
I don't need to be worried about anything to make any income because we can just sit there and then do the talking and the writing, and we go to sleep and wake up in the next morning and we have something there for us. Thank you so much, Queen Toni. I'm coming back to you. I think you have Queen Sister Julie Pierre has a question for you.
Thank you,
Hi,
Sister Debbie. Hello.
Welcome, Queen Julie. Welcome.
Antoinette. Sorry, I'm behind the scenes tonight, behind the camera. I'm taking care of my daughter tonight. Um, on behalf of our sister Patricia Parent, she's on one of the YouTube channels. She would like me to convey to you, Sister Toni, that you did a fantastic job tonight. And she's wondering if she can get the notes that you shared tonight, because sounds very interesting and it's something that she would like to get a hold of, if that's possible.
Yes, all I need is her email address. If you put it in the chat, and I can send it to her tonight.
Could you send it to Dr. Benny or Sister Debbie, and they can send
I
it,
have
because
her
I don't
contact.
have her
You can,
emailers yet.
yeah, I have her contact. I can follow it. You can just WhatsApp it to me. I'll forward it to her.
Okay, okay, I'll do that tonight in WhatsApp.
Thank you very much. Keep
Okay,
on the good work.
Very welcome.
Well done.
Okay.
Say hello to Chloe, Sister Julie.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for being with us as always.
Thank
All
you.
right. Before I call on Dr. Benny, I just want to share a quick comment that Queen Lily was greeting and saying hello to everyone, welcome to everyone, and all the names who were in at the time. And she said, welcome, Dr. Benny. But Dr. Benny was not yet here, because we know you're always here. And welcome, Brother Carlton. Where are you? And I know you'll be coming later. So you were welcomed in advance, and welcome to Queen JW, just as she was saying that Queen JW just popped open her camera. So this is a blessing. It's a wonderful platform where we know that we are supposed to be here, and we see everyone when they do come in. Even when they're not here, we're still saying hello to them, right? So the brain is remembering what happened the last time. Queen Nancy, Queen Myrtlin, Queen Doris, Queen Janet, they all just show up, and we know that they always will be here. We appreciate it. Even Brother Kumaran, he's always behind the wheel, taking the children to or back from school, but will always sign in. Thank you. Thank you all, and welcome. Well, I will call on Dr. Benny, and then after Dr. Benny, I'll call on Dr. Derek. Dr. Benny, please.
I'd like to speak to Sister Debbie.
Okay. Oh, Queen Sharon, yes. Queen Sharon, I hear your voice. There you are. Canada is represented. Canada in the house. Great seeing you, Queen Sharon. We've missed you, but it's good to see your face. And I saw you on Dream Team on Sunday. Thank you.
Yes, it's nice to see your beautiful face too. I do have something to say if you have a moment.
Please proceed before Dr. Benny, please.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Yeah. So, Sister Toni, I just wanted to know if you can elaborate more on the 3 dimensions that you were talking about, because I am interested in writing my memoir and telling my story, because I have an interesting story. So I took down this webinar. It was very interesting. I really love your session. If you can just tell me a little bit more about that, I would really appreciate it.
Okay. A book becomes 3-dimensional when you're able to reach out and touch your reader, meet them where they're at. Don't take for granted that they understand everything that you're talking about. For example, when Dr. T and I were working on the book about her cancer ordeal, and she had mentioned something about this this port that they had to insert in her shoulder. And I said, what does it look like? And she described it. I said, well, put that in your book. And I said, how did you feel when you saw it? And she said, well, I was a little, however way that she had expressed, it was some concern. And I said, well, put that in your book. I said, how did it feel when they were putting it in? And she explained that. And so when you're able to take your reader through your journey, and you're able to make them feel what you're feeling. When you can draw them out, make them raise up some memories within them. When you mention about how you were treated in a certain way or how you were loved in a certain way, make them remember in that. And so you make the book three-dimensional when you draw them in, take them on your journey, and then you kind of initiate the five senses, how things smelled, how things felt, how warm or how cold, the chills that you know, the chill bumps, the pain in your shoulder, what it felt like. You know, you bring in your reader into your world and let them feel your world. Let them feel your emotion. And that's making your book three-dimensional.
Oh, okay, that's really great. I got some great notes here. So where would you suggest somebody start? Like, start by like when you're younger. Like, if you're writing your memoir, like, do you start from? Like, I don't know. Like, I have so many stories, and like, I just don't know where to start.
Your book doesn't always have to be one book. It can be a series of books. You may want to concentrate on the most important things that happened in your life, and then write another book about the things that you endured that weren't so happy. How you came through and regained your happiness. You may want to write a book on controlling your emotions. You know, it doesn't always have to be one story. You can write your biography, and your biography can be a series. You know, carrying it through certain points of your life. So it's however you want to tell your stories or story.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love you. This is great. I hope to speak with you again.
Hey, no problem.
And Dr. Queen T, I just want to say that I love what you had to say too, and about women supporting women and women in business, and I just want everybody to know that in my business of Valley Hue Pushpin Media, what people know me as in the chat, I am celebrating 20 years this year in business.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Thank you so much. And it's also I just want to say happy National Small Women's Business Month. October is. So ladies, if you're in a small business, and if you're in a business, women power. October is business, Small Business Month. And that's it.
Praise
That's
God.
all I have to say. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. Greetings from Canada.
Welcome, Queen Sharon, and yes, welcome to Canada. I also see Queen Violet in the. She's here with us as well. So Canada is well represented.
Hey, Queen Violet. Thank you, Sister Debbie.
You're very welcome. It's so good seeing you. You're always smiling, always smiling right there, and that smile is just you're sharing it with Dr. Benny. Who's going to be speaking next. Over to you, Dr. Benny.
Queen Debbie, thank you.
Benny.
Oh, we thank God for everything. We give him the glory. Greetings! That's me. Good evening and good morning. Good afternoon to my queens and kings around the globe. I want to take this special moment to thank each and everyone coming here. I always thank you guys because there are a lot of webinars out there that you're supposed to attend, but you decided to come and see Queen Pastor Antoinette. But the most important thing is to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone this evening. I'm thanking him because some of our brand ambassadors left the world. Some people left the world as well, but we are here. We are here because he wants us to be here. And I also want to thank him for sending our extraordinary CEO, Mr. Ash Mofare. I am thanking him because despite the fact that he has been facing all these challenges, with his determination, he said, no matter what, his mission was to help humanity. And he is here. And you guys notice what transpired a few days ago, right? Are you guys excited? Oh, yes, man. Oh, yes. Anyway, well, I'm excited. And I want to say, astonishing mindset. Queen Pastor Antoinette, about telling your own story, the 10 steps of creating a book. Well, as Queen Debbie was saying, that if she wants to start writing, even though she started, she can come and meet you. I think I have a lot of stories, but I don't know how to write. And you say we should not tell the story, but let's give an example. A story about how people hate my guts. Now you're going to say, who hates you? I will write it down, right? And why do they hate? You see, I'm learning. And why do they hate you? Because I smile too much.
Well, in not telling, in letting a person experience the story, it's like I said, using sound. And so years ago, I wrote a short story, and it was called Sitting Quietly. And it began with a neighbor knocking at the door. And so I began saying there was a knock at the door. And Miss Elaine walked over. When she opened the door, there was Miss Gladys at the door. Hey, I heard all that noise up here. What was going on? All the bumping and things. And I'll just say Elaine. Elaine stepped back. What do you mean? Now, just from that little bit, you know that Miss Gladys knocked at the door. There had to have been bumping around for her to come up. And from what she said, gave you the idea, okay, there was a fight going on. And at some point in the story, Miss Gladys walks in and she says, Helen, and she sees Helen sitting in the chair. And when Miss Gladys walks in, Helen or Elaine says, or Evelyn says, oh, here's Helen here sitting quietly. And when Gladys walks in, she's startled. She just stands there. And so you get an impression. Then your mind goes, why is she startled? Why is Miss Gladys startled that Helen is sitting quietly in the chair? What happened with all the noise that was going on and arguing? Okay, so now you got your reader. They're thinking. And that's how you make them live the story instead of you telling the story.
Thank you so much. I'm going to learn so that I can learn how to write my own book. My own book is going
very well.
My book will be How to Smile, right?
And don't worry, you're definitely going to find your own followers.
I just really want to thank you for this particular mindset. It is important. People may not know the importance, but I believe that it's important to me. I really appreciate you. And again, with your friend, Dr. T, encouraging you, you encourage her and she encourages you. This is good friend, man. I love this type of friendship. And I think my own friend is Jehovah God. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Yes, there's that saying that the right hand washes the left hand and the left hand washes the right hand, right?
It's all right.
That's what friends are for. You're there for one another. There was, I saw a flash through the chat from Queen Miriam saying, excellent presentation, Queen Toni. I know when you're presenting, you don't have the opportunity to look at the chat. So I thought I should let you know that Queen Miriam really appreciates your presentation. She's taking care of Mama, which we know very well, but she's always here with us. Thank you, Queen Miriam, for your message. Okay, Dr. Derek, are you in the house?
Just before you go to Dr. Derek.
Yes. Queen JW, please proceed.
Yes, good evening to everyone, all the brand ambassadors. Good evening, Queen Debbie, the host with the most, and Dr. Benny. Smiley. You start getting that heading for getting that book together, get the title together, Smiley. And of course, Miss Antoinette, Queen Antoinette, Pastor Antoinette Coleman. That was totally amazing. I mean, that was an amazing mindset. It was something that will open our minds, something that will empower us, something that will take us to the next level. Because like you said, each and every one of us have a story. And God, and that's how God sets it up, because our stories is to help one another and to help to build one another. So that topic was totally amazing. I love it. Me myself is interested. I think you're gonna make a lot of money. Okay, you're gonna make a lot of money. Okay, because everybody gonna want to write their story now. Okay, so thank you so much, and thanks to Queen Dr. T for encouraging you to talk about something that you loved. And you can tell now you're so easy in it. You see how it became so easy to you now to explain it to us and everything, because that is your niche. So thank you so much for sharing with us. We appreciate you. We love you. Thanks.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Queen Debbie, can I say one thing, please?
Of course, of course.
I just want to say to Queen Toni that I really enjoyed that presentation. In fact, Saturday gone, the 15th of this month, I had my first book signing.
Wonderful.
And it would have been really nice to have had your presentation before I did it, but it was my first one. I just want to say thank you so much for your information, and hopefully that my second one I can look at some of the things that you talked about tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, Queen Debbie.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Queen Lily. So
thank you.
Congratulations.
What's the name of your book?
The name of my book is From Humble Beginnings, A Woman's Will to Succeed.
Oh, gee. Congratulations, my beautiful, gorgeous Queen Lily Lane.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Queen Lily. Queen Brother Carlton, you have something to say?
Lily Lane.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. It's okay. It's okay. And Queen Miriam says, congratulations, Queen Lily.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Brother Alfred. And I'm going to, Dr. Derek, the microphone is yours. Then I can introduce Dr. Benny for the awesome.
All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Queen Bibi. I really appreciate. It's so wonderful to be here, and thank you
We're
all
not
very
hearing you
much.
too well, Dr. Derek. Very low.
Okay. All right, hearing better now. Hello. Okay. All right. Um, let me not change the settings or anything because the program is sounding good and the program is sounding good on YouTube. So thanks. I appreciate everyone. Thank you, Pastor and Tone. And thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. And back to you, Queen Debbie. Because let's make this thing. All right, take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you very much. Okay. Dr. Benny, are you still in the house? Or she got kicked out too? Oh yeah, I can see her icon. Okay, sorry. I was just going to say I'm introducing you, but when I didn't see you, I thought, oh, where did I go wrong? So we're moving to the next segment. Thank you, Dr. Derek, of the webinar. And what the next segment is cybersecurity to stay protected. And this is part 39 of, wow. Dr. Benny, every week you've been doing this a year now. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Education. Is there anyone here who does not know who Dr. Benny is? Queen Smiley, the one and only First Lady of Unpassive.
Who's Dr. Benny?
Anyone who doesn't know who she is, you should remember that she is the First Lady of Unpassive, the one and only Dr. Smiley, our cybersecurity specialist, who is going to talk to us about staying protected. And Engineer Mike just popped out in time to hear that presentation. So over to you, Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you.
Queen Debbie, thank you so much. King Engineer Mike, thank you so much for coming. Today, you guys noticed when Dr. Derek said I should say something about iPhones, right? iPhones. Yes. All right. So iPhone is the most successful product, and it has revolutionized the smartphone landscape. With the launch of iPhone 16, guess what? Now they're having the 16, and I still have iPhone 12. Can you guys believe it? But that's okay.
I have 6.
Right, thank you. This smartphone, the iPhone 16, are set to increase sales of the iPhone in the end of 2024. Now, beside over 234 million iPhones units, they were shipped in 2023. But over 1.4 billion people worldwide actively they utilizes iPhone. So Queen Debbie is one of them, and I'm one of them using iPhone. iPhone has allowed users to access news, entertainment more quickly and easily. I am going to share my PowerPoint presentation, if you guys don't mind. So the iPhone has changed the way we use technology in our daily lives. Now, it has revolutionized the way we access information, we make calls, right? We make video calls as well, store and what? We share the data and we conduct businesses all over the globe utilizing iPhone, right? All right, are you guys ready? Let's share. Nice. Queen Debbie, I've done it. Wait. Sorry, I have to start from the beginning. Okay. So as you guys can see, this is the table of content. Okay. An overview of the iPhone. Now, since its first appearance in 2007, the iPhone has become one of the most important and influential technological innovation of the 21st century. You guys notice how Engineer Mike always talk about on passive about the 21st century. Now we're talking about iPhones. So why is iPhone important to the society? Today, it is an important part of many people's daily lives and a major business tool for companies all over the world. But why is it really important? All right. Now, we are going to talk about the benefits and the drawbacks of iPhone to better really understand its importance and the influence. To tell the truth, this was written by James Mellon. The iPhone is a smartphone made by Apple that combines a computer, iPod, digital camera, and cellular phone into one device with a touch screen interface. The iPhone runs the iPhone operating system. In 2021, when the iPhone 13 was introduced, it offers up to 1 terabyte of storage and 12 megapixels camera. The original iPhone was announced on January 9th, 2007 at the Macworld convention by Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. While it was not considered the first smartphone, the iPhone has helped drive the global shift to mobile computing among both consumers and businesses. So its primary rival has been what? Google Android. As you guys know, that Dr. Derek is going to be presenting Android. The device from the companies such as Samsung, which was also introduced the same year, 2007. Oh man. The iPhone has become very important part of modern society because of its intuitive design, wide range of features, its ability to connect people around the world. Even in Cameroon, a lot of my family members, friends, they are utilizing iPhone. So an intuitive design is a concept. That means making the interface and the navigation of digital products, apps, the website as easy as possible to use. So users only have to rely minimally on instructions and direction from the manufacturer, right? But it can be used for a variety of tasks, from communication and entertainment to productivities and organization. Additionally, it is an integration of mobile application that has helped to create a new way of interacting with technology, making it easier for people to access information or to access information and services from their fingertips. So, the introduction of iPhone marked a major turning point in the history of consumers, right? We talk about the electronic as the devices that slick the design, intuitive users interface and users, and which they usher in a new era of mobile computing. iPhone was the first mass marketed smartphone to use a touch screen, eliminating what? The need for physical button or keyboard. Yes. All right. Since its introduction, the iPhone has become one of the most popular pieces of technology in the world. Today, they are used by millions of people all over the world to access the internet, check their emails. So you can utilize your iPhone, right? You can check your emails, you can make calls, you can send messages, and more. It has become an invaluable tool for businesses, as many companies now utilizes iPhone to conduct their own business operation and communicate with customers. Now, the device has also become so popular form of entertainment, as users can play games, they can watch videos, they can listen to music on their iPhones. Now, with these many key features and capabilities, iPhone has become an integral part of modern society, right? All right, let's talk about the iPhone users and the statistics in 2024. So the iPhone iPhone is Apple's most successful product, and it has revolutionized the smartphone landscape. With the launch of the iPhone 16, as I stated from the beginning, the smartphones are set to increase the sales this year. It is stated by Shoham Singh this year, October 4th of 2024. Now, beside over 234.6 million iPhones units, they were shipped worldwide in 2023, and over the 1.46 billion people worldwide they actively use iPhone. Guess what? You guys can look at the statistics. Despite the fact that we have 1.46 billion active users in the world, but in United States, the United States has 153 million iPhone users. iPhone has a 27.73 market share in the global smartphone industry as of 2024. Guess what? 31% of the iPhone users are female, while 28% of the iPhone users are male. iPhone sales generated 39.3 billion in the third quarter of 2024. 23% of iPhone users are aged between 25 and 34. As you guys can see, that the following table displays the numbers of iPhone users worldwide by years. In 2024 was 1.56, 2023, 1.46. So 2022, 1.36. All right, so the innovation when we talk about innovation, it's like improvement. The innovation of iPhone. iPhone has revolutionized the way people use technology in their everyday lives. Now, its innovative design and intuitive interface have made it an essential part of modern life. Now, from its advanced hardware and software to its cutting edge features, the iPhone has opened up new possibilities for users. It has allowed users now to access and store data. They take pictures, they watch movies, they play games, and they make calls as well as video calls. Additionally, it has enhanced the way people communicate with each other by allowing for faster and more efficient communication. iPhone has also changed the way business are being conducted. With the help of iPhone convenient platform, customers, a lot of customers nowadays, they are able to access services and products with comfort. Businesses have also been able to take advantages of iPhone advanced features, such as the use of digital payment and cloud storage. This has made it easier for businesses to reach out to customers and provide them with what? A better overall experience. iPhone has also transformed the way people share information. Now with the apps like Instagram, Snapchat, I do understand that a lot of our students, children, they are on Instagram. I should not only call students and children. You have women, a lot of women, and a lot of businesses. They are utilizing Instagram, Snapchat. People are able to share photos. Oh, yes. Some people also even dance on those Instagram, able to share their photos, the videos with their friends and families in a matter of seconds. So how the iPhone changed your life, my life? The iPhone has an immense impact on lives of people all over the world, right? Through its powerful hardware and software, the iPhone has made it possible for people to communicate faster and more efficiently. It has also simplified the way people access services and products, which it makes it more convenient for businesses to reach their customers. iPhone has also it also has a greatly improved the way people communicate, right? When you utilize iPhone. iPhone has also had a profound effect on entertainment. People can now watch their favorite movies, TV shows, videos, on and on. iPhone also provide access to a wide range of games, allowing people to play their favorite while they are on the go, right? So what's the impact of iPhone on businesses? This is important. The iPhone has had a huge impact on businesses, both large and small. Now, its ability to provide access to services and products in a convenient and efficient way has revolutionized the way many companies operate. For example, businesses can now use iPhone to create apps that make it easier for customers to interact with the products and services, which I believe one day it might happen to us, right? This app can also range from online stores to customers' loyalty. The programs, they provide businesses with the opportunity to reach a much wider audience than ever before. Additionally, businesses can use iPhone to access customers' data, analyze it, and use it to make more informed decisions about their strategies. Now, with the use of the social media in which everybody is on social media, I'm not going to say the whole 100% of the people are on social media, but a lot of even older individuals, they are utilizing social media. On digital platform, businesses, they can now target a specific audience with their marketing campaign by utilizing iPhone. The iPhone has enabled businesses to stay connected with their customers at all times, allowing them to provide better consumers support and build relationships with their clients. Through the use of apps and messaging services, businesses can provide customers with timely updates, yeah, on their products and services. How iPhone enhance communication. With the FaceTime features, users can make video calls with friends and family across the globe, while with messages and iMessage features, it allows users to send texts, audios, video messages with ease. Furthermore, iPhone integration with other Apple's products, including the Apple Watch, iPad, it makes it easier for users to stay connected at all times. With these features, the iPhone has made it easier than ever for users to stay in touch with their loved ones. So please, what are the benefits of utilizing iPhone? It is one of the most popular and recognizable pieces of technology on the market today, with millions of users around the world. The iPhone has a number one of benefit that makes it invaluable to society. First and foremost, iPhone provides what an easy-to-use platform for customers to access services and products. Now, it has a user-friendly interface that makes navigating and utilizing apps simple. The device also provides access to a variety of entertainment options such as movies, music, and games. Many businesses now rely on the device for customer services as it is an efficient way to communicate with customers. Businesses can also utilize the device to streamline the operation, such as managing the inventory and tracking the sales. They can also use iPhone to create and promote what? Digital market campaign. It provides a platform for people to communicate more quickly and efficiently, and people can also use the device now to share their photos, share their videos, as well as access news and other information. It is convenient and reliable platform that has revolutionized the way people communicate, access services and products, and also conduct businesses. So what is the drawback of iPhone? While iPhone has revolutionized the way we interact and access information, it is not without its drawback. For one, iPhone has been very, very expensive and out of reach for many people. Now, the iPhone is not always the most secure device, as hackers can gain access to sensitive data stored in the device. Moreover, iPhone also has limited battery life, which can be a major inconvenience for people who rely on devices for communication and entertainment. Finally, iPhone operating system is not always the most user-friendly, as it can be difficult for some users to navigate. As such, the iPhone can be a source of frustration for some people or users, as they are unable to make the most out of their devices. This has made it easier for people to stay up to date on current events and stay entertained. The iPhone has changed the way we use technology in our daily lives. It has revolutionized the way we access information, make calls, store and share data, also conduct business. iPhone has revolutionized the way we interact with each other, right? Access information, transforming the way businesses are conducted and enhancing the way we communicate. Despite its drawback, the iPhone has improved our lives in countless ways, making it one of the most important pieces of technology in the world. So if you're looking to stay connected, stay productive, stay entertained, guess what? iPhone is the perfect choice. I know Dr. Derek will say Android is. iPhone has a profound impact on society, revolutionizing the way people interact with each other, access that information. iPhone is an essential piece of technology that has made a huge impact into society. Its innovative design and intuitive interface have made it an essential part of modern life. Why? By providing a source of entertainment, communication, and productivity. And this is where I got my information from. I want to thank each and everyone listening, knowing the importance based upon the statistics of iPhones. iPhone, to me, I love it. It's good for businesses, right? I want to thank each and everyone listening, knowing that most of the time, a lot of our brand ambassadors, they do not have computers, but they utilize the phones, iPhone, Android, for their day-to-day lives, to do their work, to communicate with each other, and to do business. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. I see. This is my iPhone 6.
What? You still have iPhone 6?
It still works. I have no problem with it. The only thing is it's so small and it works very slow. And when my daughters see me holding it, they say, "Are we that poor that you cannot buy a new phone?" There's nothing wrong with this one, so I'm still hanging on to it. That was so good, Dr. That was so good, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. As you're talking, I said, no, I need to find my phone because I have an iPhone 6 and it still works.
Okay.
Not a single scratch on it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate that so much. You know, all the things that you talked that the iPhone does, the statistics of the sales and how much the demand for it has been going up on an annual basis, and it hit the 1 billion point during COVID. Can you imagine during COVID, people were still buying iPhones?
Yes, despite the fact the drawback, right?
Exactly.
It's expensive to a lot of
Welcome
people.
back, Dr. Derek. Okay, Queen Toni, I see your hand was up. You can go ahead before I, Queen Toni, over to you.
Great presentation, Dr. Benny. I didn't realize so much information about iPhones and having to make them safer. I don't know if mine is an iPhone because it's a Verizon.
Is it let's say Verizon 6 or iPhone 6 or 7?
To
Do you know?
tell you the truth, it's very old. It's not very old, but it's old, and I don't think it would be a 6 or 7.
But the good thing is that
But I do have a lock on it.
It's
So before I can go into, well, everybody has a lock on their phone. And I do have a number that nobody would even come up with.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
Are you hearing me better now?
Wonderful, 100%.
Yes, yes, and more yes.
Yes.
All right.
Finally.
Thank you for
No,
your presentation, Dr. Benny.
I using a different device because I don't know it's like when I'm streaming and recording and doing all of those lovely things, it's like Zoom not working with me at all. So with this device, I'm not able to show my video. But thank you very much, Pastor Tony. Really appreciate. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Oh my goodness, that presentation was awesome, awesome, awesome. Really appreciate, really appreciate. You know, but I still not going to get an iPhone. All right, it's just not my thing, and it is too limited. And they are very selfish. They only deal with iPhone things. And I have so many other things, other apps that I use that iPhone don't carry. So I can't use it. And but thank you very much for that awesome presentation, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. It was awesome. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie, and everyone, all the kings and queens, and all the people on the YouTube channel. Really appreciate. Just asking you to just close down when you're ready, and send it over to Queen Nadu. I will be in the background, and because I can't use the other computer. So thank you very much, everyone, and really appreciate all the presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. I'm glad you were able to come back at least with a device that is functioning. We hear you so clearly compared to the first one. I appreciate that very much. Okay, does anyone have a question on Dr. Benny's presentation? Engineer Mike, welcome. You want to add something to Dr. Benny's presentation?
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening, Engineer Mike. Welcome.
Hey. Queen Dr. Benny, the First Lady of Unpassive. Yeah, just to say that thank you for your presentation. It is almost a year now, right, that you started all of this series. We want to thank you for always bringing this to us, to our attention, because to be secured in your environment is one of the challenges that we have today in the IT environment. And also your devices that you're using. We need to know all of those tricks that you are giving it to us for free, right? This is cybersecurity. It's people pay for cybersecurity to learn about all these ways hackers come to your system and colonize the system. Some of them even ask for ransom. Some of them even ask you for some kind of crazy things for you to do before they can release your environment to you. So you bringing this to us in this time in unpassive, that we are soon getting to the second phase of unpassive, the next phase of unpassive, it is very vital because we need to know how our things are going, right? Just a reminder, we should also remember that the way our unpassive ecosystem is built, if you say you want to do anything malicious in our environment, they will pick you up because it has artificial intelligence right there. And also it has the API, which is the application programmable interface. Then also it will give the details and it will give a time stamp, okay? So for the timestamp, for instance, if I go to Dr. Benny's house, Dr. Benny is my friend. This is my first friend I had in unpassive, if you people don't know. If I go to her house, I try to scribble on her, maybe some her diary or whatever piece of papers that she has in her cheat sheets that she write her stuff there, and I glance through her cheat sheet and I pick up her IP, her password of any of her accounts, and I bring it to my house. I'm like, okay, I log into Dr. Benny's, right, account, and let me say I see some X amount of dollars inside, and I want to siphon that X amount of dollars, whatever. If it is being that it has already been verified or things like that, remember that I will look at it that way, and when I see it, right, if I do anything in that account, it will show the actual timestamp, like when the location I log in first, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It will show that this IP address logged into this account at this time, and just imagine that it's an investigation going on about what happened to Dr. Benny's account. They will definitely get that timestamp, and if somebody definitely logged into Dr. Benny's account from Calgary, Alberta, the first thing that she will be like, oh, that can be Engineer Mike. So it gives you the clue as a cybersecurity measures, all those hints, they give you a clue of what is going to happen, right? Or it gives you the clue of what is happening. So you can then get a conclusion of what is going on. So that is how secure our systems are. So just so you know, right? Then, like I'm saying, this is the time that these conversations that Dr. Benny has been carrying on for a year are very meaningful because we need them. We need it now. We need it going forward to the second phase and forward beyond, so that, I mean, even if you're using your own devices, you just talked about iPhone, people who are iPhone lovers, people who utilize iPhone, she has given you the advantages and disadvantages of that device, right? So you should also know there is one thing that Dr. Benny did not add. Let me add it for you all. Please always clear your caches, okay, of your phone. We started these webinars with teaching people how to clear their caches from their iPhones and from their Android phones and from their laptops. That will be a conversation that in the days ahead from now, we'll be having it more, so that people, if you want to log into your system and it is disturbing, you just go and clear those caches so that all of us will be on the same page and we'll move to the second session or the second phase of unpassive readily and equipped with all the knowledge we've gathered all these years in unpassive. Next month, 17, I'll be 4 years. Can you imagine what I've learned in unpassive? A lot, right? So people who have not learned, but I know most people have learned, I just want to congratulate all of us because these are the most exciting moments in unpassive. We are seeing the fruit of our labor. It's coming it's very close, right? So good evening, everybody. Hey, Lily Lynn, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
How are you, Lily Lynn?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good, 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 Lily. Hey, Carlton, how are you? Okay. I can see Sharon as well. So thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you, Queen Debbie. I love you all as always. Let's keep our bonds together. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Mike, for gracing us with your presence today and for the add-on on Dr. Benny's presentation. Yeah, you always move along as a team. That's great. Good seeing you. Yeah, so Canada is highly presented. Actually, it was just 2, now I'm seeing 3. That's great. All right, anyone else has a comment or anything for Dr. Benny? If I don't see any hand up, I'm going to call Queen Toni to give us her final word, please.
Like what I had presented earlier, I would like to say that anyone who has lived life, who have experienced trial and tribulations, who have overcome in any type of fashion or form, has a story to tell. And a lot of times we give stories that can change lives. I'll give you one story, and I didn't share it, but it was Finding Neverland. And I loved that story. It's Gulliver's Travels also, but Finding Neverland was written by J.M. Barrie. He was a Scottish playwright who created Peter Pan. And during the time that when he created Peter Pan, as you know, the story of Peter Pan, it was a young man who didn't want to grow up. And at the time, this man, the author of Peter Pan, was helping a woman who was dying, who had 3 children, and to keep their minds off of the condition and the things that their mom was going through. And he was a dear friend of the family. He would create these adventures, and they were the type of adventures that were described in his book, Peter Pan. And so in helping these kids deal during the time that their mom was going through so much, he wrote the book to help others, to take them into a fantasy land. And so you don't know what impact your story can have on others unless you write it. And it's so important for us to share. And in relation to God's word, he said in Revelations that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And so don't be afraid to write your testimony. That's...
Wow. Never be afraid to pick your pen and put down what your brain is telling you to do.
Yes.
That's a summary of what I get from you. Thank you so much, Queen Toni. And maybe your left hand and right hand, Dr. T, you can be thinking of what next. Just a hint. You and Dr. T Square, you can be thinking of what next for another presentation. Just a hint. Thank you very much. Dr. Benny, your final words says, thank you for that awesome, amazing presentation.
Thank you, Queen Debbie. I also want to thank Engineer Mike for his support. Knowing that cybersecurity is very important. And again, this is the real time with the cybersecurity. How our brand ambassadors are going to protect their accounts from the hackers. It's about time. That is the reason for me presenting cybersecurity. People may not know the importance, but this time, it is important. When it comes to this iPhone is the Apple's most successful product. Apple is making a lot of money. It has revolutionized the smartphones landscape. With the launch of the iPhone 16, the smartphones are set to increase the sales of iPhones in the end of this 2024 by December. iPhone has allowed users to access news, entertainment more quickly and easily. And it has made it easier for people to stay up to date on current events when you are utilizing iPhone and also stay entertained. iPhone has changed, to tell the truth, it has changed the ways technology in our daily lives. Its innovative design, intuitive interface, it has made it an essential part of modern society. iPhone also has a profound impact on the society, revolutionizing the way people now interact, right, with each other, access information, and also, most importantly, to conduct business. iPhone also is an essential piece of technology that has really made a huge impact in the society. Its innovative design, its intuitive interface, it has made it an essential partner of the modern society, providing the source of what? Communication, entertainment, and productivity. As you all know, 31% of ladies, they are the one using, women are utilizing a lot of iPhone, 31%. And also 28% men are utilizing iPhone. As you all know, iPhone is important to each and everyone. We are using it in our daily life, despite the fact that the drawback is that it's expensive to some people to afford. But it is good for businesses, for productivity, and for entertainment. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you very much. And Queen Toni, don't forget the notes for Patricia parents, please. Just, yeah.
I need your WhatsApp number. I
him.
sent it to Dr. Derek.
Oh, if you already did, then that's fine.
Oh, okay.
If you did, and Dr. Derek will forward it to her, that's fine. But you have my email address as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. If there are no one else, Dr. Derek already said hello to us. So at this point, we just want to appreciate everyone who has been with us this evening, and a huge thank you to our YouTube viewers. Thank you for always being here with us every Tuesday and Thursday. And please join us again on the following dates and times for other sister forums that we work together. So Deep Dive is Tuesdays and Thursdays. Friday, we have that program for Yvonne Mbu. And that's on Fridays or weekdays or daily at 1 p.m. One Global Movement, it's called. And we have Dream Team on Sundays, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And on Mondays, we have Queen Miriam Mindset on Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. On Tuesdays, we come back here. Wednesdays is empowering Empowering Humanity with Julie Pierre. And on Thursday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it's Malaysia, Singapore. And Thursday evening, we get back here. So we appreciate you and we look forward to seeing you again next webinar. Bye for now. All right. Okay. Dr. Benny, if there's anything that someone asked for in the chat, we can always work on that, right? If someone needs some clarification.
Oh no, this is for OES. Brother Uche is asking whether he should start signing the new agreement page. And I said no. We should not play with anything. The most important thing for us is just to log in. That's it. Don't touch anything else. Thank you. It's an excitement time for us logging into our ecosystem.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Brother
Yes,
Uche,
please.
you got that message. So I'm going to call on Queen Sister Dr. Nadu, who is in the house. I see you in the house. The
Hello,
microphone
Sister
is ready,
Davy.
so please proceed.
Thank you very much. We are going to after party and the prayers with our First Lady, Dr. Benny. Let's start it.
Yeah, and I see the recording is still on. Is it you who has to stop the recording, Queen Nadu, before we start the after party?
It's Dr. Derek.
Okay.
Let's go.
When Mickey and his friends rock the DJ table, it's gonna make you want to jump,
Recording
leap,
stopped.
and bounce to the beat. So hop to your feet and get